Hello everyone and welcome back to another Mechbay video. Right now I'm currently working on a small project and I'm gonna be installing a AC unit. And so for this video I wanted to share with you guys how I do my AC unit for my 112 scale diorama. So what I have in here is a pink foam that I already pre-cut to the size that I want. And so basically what we have here is an inch and a half across and then about an inch wide. And just to give you a context of where this one's gonna go, I have this building front that like I said, I'm working on. And this part wire is gonna be all window. So I wanna install this on this side right here as my AC unit. So it's gonna be like that. But for this video though, we're gonna be focusing more on how to make this one. All right, and so our next step in here will be to design the front and the side and a little bit of the top of this for our AC unit. So I'm laying out my design right now. So I'm doing the grill on the front. As you can see, I'm just using my clear patterned ruler and just create that pattern. And then let's go on the side. The one that I'm doing is have a vent on the side, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, but I'm just gonna create this kind of like overall pattern. And then this side have, I'm just gonna go that part. And I'm gonna do this on the other side as well. There. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a little kind of like design right here in the front just to give it a little interest there at the front. There you go. Alright, so this is our kind of like design right now. So what I'm gonna do is get my X-Acto knife and just go ahead and like go over those lines that we created. This line will be pronounced later on when we paint it, so that it'll give the AC unit more of like a realistic feel to it, because you don't want to have just like a regular looking one, like a blob with no design. So metal scriber, and just go over that line that we cut with the X-Acto knife. And let's do the front. For my little project over here, I just want something simple looking. as well. You know what? I'm gonna try something else this time. I have a hot wire foam engraver in here, and so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna go right here and start engraving these lines over here instead of using cutting it with the X-Acto knife. See what that one will look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on. Gonna let this thing heat up a little bit more, and then you can go ahead and start. So let's start from the side right here. I'm trying to be still, that's why I don't try not to talk right now. But there you go. What this one does is just it gives it a little bit more wider lines than if you just use X-Acto and then do the pen scribe. So that's what's good about this one. But since I'm using it for a small project like this, you have to, your hand needs to be very still. And then also you need to kind of play around with the heat first, because if it's too hot, you can burn your foam fairly quickly. But you could kind of see, yeah, the lines is much better. So I'm gonna go back and do it in here. You could kind of hear the crackling sound. Let me add another one on top. So I'm just going back and depressing that even more. There you go. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it in terms of our design. So what we're gonna do in here is prime this, and then we'll paint it and see what it looks like. All right, so we're ready to paint. And just a real quick overview so you know what materials I'm using. So this will be our base paint, black. So I'm gonna cover this with black first. And then after that, I'm gonna cover it with silver, dry brush it with silver paint. And this one is the Vallejo metallic silver paint. And normally I use this for like model stuff. So this one's really good and ready to use. And then after that, then I'll touch it up with white. So to make this one look white all around. All right, and then probably do some minor weathering, adding some rust and stuff afterwards. But in the meantime, this is what we're gonna be doing. So let's go ahead and get our black paint going. I'm also gonna use this barbecue stick just to, this is the back, by the way, so we're not gonna be seeing that, so it's okay if you poke a hole in that, but it's a good way to not get our hands dirty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and straight on paint in here. I will also include links to some of the materials that I use for making this, like the type of paints I use. and stuff. So I'll put that under the description of this video afterwards. So just to give you an idea what materials I'm using, and I'm actually going to be doing that pretty much on all my future videos. So every time I do like a tutorial or something, I'm going to try as much as possible to add links to the materials if they have it, or if I could find it online to give you the links. I'm just going back, making sure that we covered all the crevices like I mentioned. I think that's about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this thing dry for a couple of minutes, and then we'll resume our paint application on this one. All right, so this one is been sitting for the last few minutes, and looks like it's pretty dry already. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to our next step, which is apply our silver paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dab a little bit there. So this one's gonna be just dry brushing. So all I need to do is just dab this like so, and we're just gonna dry it a little bit, and then let's go ahead and start doing it. So there you go. So right now you could kind of start seeing the detail. All right, so now that I applied a little bit of the silver in here, I want to add our white, which is kind of like our final coat. And this one is gonna be like you're gonna be doing semi dry brushing, not a full dry on brush, because you actually want the white to come through in here. So So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this dry for a little bit. Alright, so this one looks pretty dry already. So let's go ahead and do some weathering just to make this look a little bit more used. And I'm actually gonna be using my Tamiya Weathering Master. So I'm just gonna wet my thing a little bit right here. There we go, grab it here and just kind of see. There we go. Add that. A little bit more. Usually the edges are usually the the one that get rusted first, so most of the time that's where you add the rust the most. Just put it there. Okay, with this one I'm gonna add a little bit more of a oil stain on this one, so just dry this thing off a little bit. So this one is the oil stain right here. I'm just gonna dab it. This is what I'm just doing right here. And this is like an outside AC unit anyway, so it's gonna get a lot of dirt, especially this part right here, the front grill, because that's where the air from the outside comes in. There you go. Just add a little more at the bottom. Still looks kind of clean down there. Okay, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. This is the rust. There you go. Really grind this thing up. All right, I think that's good enough. So there you go, guys. So guys, this is what this AC unit looks like installed in a dio, or this particular dio that I'm working on. As you can see that the dio is still not painted, and I'm just doing test fitting right now just to make sure that my size for the windows and stuff works out with this AC unit. But I just want to give you guys an idea how this one looks like in an overall scheme of things for the use of that AC unit. So as you can see, it's just overhangs in the ledge of the window, and you could kind of see the grit and grime of the AC unit that we did via weathering. And the design is pretty simple. Just, you know, ventilation lines that we did. So this is something that I'm pretty sure you guys could do fairly quickly and easily. So hope you guys like it. And again, you know, I thank you guys for watching my video. I hope that you find this very informative and useful for your own projects. And as always, I want to thank you guys for your subscription, and always don't forget to like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.